Hello, hello, hello. What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AV the Hero, back again with another video. We're live. I appreciate everybody who's tapped in this evening. As y'all join and enter the chat, please do me a big favor. Hit the like button. Shout out to my man Flight Sports TV, Jersey Plug. Y'all, first folks in here, first folks jumping in the chat. I know y'all the first people who slammed the like button, elbows, hands, and feet. I know y'all getting aggressive with that. My man God of Blackness in the building as well. It's appreciated. It's appreciated. It is appreciated. We got some things that we're gonna talk about today. These things. Let me see. Let's try this new thing, new feature I might have had added. Is it there? No, it ain't even there. Supposed to be able to show that, boy, man. What's going on? Multi-stream. All right. Let's see. Some cool stuff. All right, we got going. I'm hype on this one here. Man, it ain't supposed to be able to highlight the chat. What's up with the boo bop? Thought I had to. Maybe I gotta sign in. Let's try that. So unfair to you. All right, so we got some stuff that we want to talk about tonight, man. Number one thing that we want to get into is let's see. I can pin this message. Sorry. I had a little feature that I was gonna roll out tonight, man. It ain't it won't even do it. It ain't even showing up the way it's supposed to show up. All right, it's all good though. So let's do this. I pin that. Oh, there it is. Maybe that's it. Let me see. Well, was that it? All right. So I had a little feature I was gonna roll out for y'all this evening. It ain't working. On my way home, back from work, I'll be rocking with you, AB. You the realist. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. So, all right. Sorry for the struggle stream earlier. We had a little detour. Basically, what I'm saying for y'all is today, there's a couple things that I want to get into. Probably won't be as long as the stream as the night before, but there's some stuff going on. We just got a press conference today from your boy Steve Clifford, Mitch Kupchak. They talk about a few different things. I want to watch that with y'all live on stream. I have not watched that yet. I think that'll be interesting to tap in and watch. I also have some audio that I want to play for y'all to set the tone on that. The Hornets finally, like, officially sent out the qualifying offers for your boy Miles Bridges and the Martin brother, and they already extended Jalen McDaniels. So it's a lot of stuff to talk about in that universe. We can also continue the Kyrie conversation a bit, as we saw that he looks like he is going to be re-signing or exercising his player option with the Brooklyn Nets. Let's just get into this live stream.
Hero, back at it, baby.
All right, so first things first, we're going to start here. Orlando Magic's coach. Now, this is a clip that we're about to start the stream with. It's something that I literally should have talked about this before, right? We should have already been here. I'm surprised that I fumbled the bag and dropped the ball from playing this audio already, but we're gonna get it tonight. So one of the things that I missed, I don't know how I missed this, but your boy Steve Clifford, right, had already talked about your boy LaMelo Ball a minute ago, and I messed up. I messed up because it's on my channel. I'm the source for this video, your main man ABD Hero, and I forgot to put the 2 to 2 together. My man God of Blackness jumped straight in there with the super chat, man. It's much appreciated. It's much appreciated. He ain't even got no message with it, just jumping straight in. So I appreciate that, my guy. All right, let's do this. So I was the source for this video and all of that stuff, but this is a clip from Steve Clifford back when he was coaching the Orlando Magics, and he tapped in and had this to say about LaMelo Ball. All right, I want to set this up a little bit better here for y'all, and this clip is important because this is the same time. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So this clip is important because this is the same time that he is coaching a lot of young guys. The Cole Anthony's of the world, right? Markelle Fultz's. A lot of guys who are in that same vein and on the same trajectory. What's my man who went to Australia with LaMelo? He was there at the same time, came over there, started in Denver, got traded over. It's just a lot of young point guards. I think that it is kind of a catch-22, right? Because do we think that they was really, you know what I'm saying, becoming my man Norick says Hornets 43 wins next season. We'll see, man. I'd love for that to happen. I'd love for that to happen. Let me see. I'm so surprised that this is not working. I was supposed to have it set up, man, where I could feature comments on the screen, and for some reason it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Maybe I didn't do it all the way. So that's the thing. So maybe in the future we'll get back to that. RJ Hampton, yes. RJ Hampton was one of those guys who I believe was, I don't know if he was there underneath at the same time he was there, but he probably should have been under that tutelage. So let's get into this bad boy here. Let's check him out.
This team shoots a lot of threes. What issues do you see having protecting the perimeter and with LaMelo Ball tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, in its different ways. You know, it's in transition, it's in their pick and roll game, it's in their drive and kick game. So there's, you know, again, there's a lot of it just starts with controlling the ball, both, you know, on closeouts, individual defense, not missing helps, and then in the pick and rolls. And in terms of ball, I mean, he has phenomenal vision and feel for the game. And it starts in transition. I mean, if there's somebody behind your defense, you know, he'll throw the old, you know, Kevin Love, Wes Unseld passes over the top. He just great passer with a great feel for the game.
Hold up, slow it, run it back. Run it back. Okay, hold on, Steve. Boy, don't let me find out you know what you're doing over there. Steve, don't surprise me. Don't surprise me and let me find out that you really be out here coaching basketball now. Let me find out, Steve.
Individual defense, not missing helps, and then in the pick and rolls. And in terms of ball, I mean, he has phenomenal vision and feel for the game. And it starts in transition. I mean, if there's somebody behind your defense, you know, he'll throw the old, you know, Kevin Love, Wes Unseld passes over the top. He just great passer with a great feel for the game.
Eric Wilson.
I like where your head at, Steve.
Hey, Coach, appreciate the time. Just wanted to ask you, defensively, you know, guarding against guys like LaMelo Ball, what has been your mindset going into tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, and they've got a bunch of guys. You know, Ball, Rozier's a good pick and roll player. Obviously, Graham is a tremendous pick and roll player.
He just said Graham. So this is a minute ago, obviously.
Gordon Hayward's a very good pick and roll player. So, you know, we covered that this morning. You know, we're going to have to mix up our coverages, I think, particularly on Graham. And it'll be a big part of the game. We've got to be.
Oh, Lord. He might have lost me for a second there. He might have lost me. Let's go back. Is he talking about Devontae Graham here?
I mean, and they've got a bunch of guys. You know, Ball, Rozier's a good pick and roll player. Obviously, Graham is a tremendous pick and roll player. Gordon Hayward's a very good pick and roll player. So, you know, we covered that this morning. You know, we're going to have to mix up our coverages, I think, particularly on Graham. And it'll be a big part of the game. We've got to be able to control the ball tonight.
Tell me something. Some of the Hornets fans in the chat, right? The ones who were there when Clifford was there. Was Graham there at the same time Clifford was? Devontae Graham, was he on the team when Clifford was on the team? Let me know that in the chat if you can.
The ball out of the paint. Individual defense.
So I think to me, I think what he did there and what he talked about puts me in a happy place, right? I think this is also if we go back and we really frame up when this was that he was having this conversation, this was Melo rookie season, right? No Graham was on the team, but averaged like 2 points a game. We had Kemba and Tony Parker, straight up. He said, I don't think so. All right. So I think that this says a lot for me, right? And mind you that we have a press conference today that he should have some updated remarks on LaMelo. I'm sure they're gonna ask him. I will say that I've been waiting to watch this new press conference till we can get on the stream, right? So we'll react to that live. I have not watched the new stuff yet, but we'll talk about that and watch that live here on the stream. Now, what is interesting about what he said is that we're looking at LaMelo and he's watching a LaMelo, and this is even before they played LaMelo. So this is game film from watching and all of this stuff. And he's talking about the preparation before the game, what to expect. I appreciate what he's got going here because we're also talking about a time where the controversy was going on based on Devontae, and we already knew that LaMelo did not have the keys in Charlotte, right? He was just overachieving for what they even expected him to be and do at that time, okay? So what Cliff is going off of is maybe some preseason bouts. I'm not sure if they had. He doesn't talk about it as if they had already played like in the regular season, but he's giving us some game on what he sees, what he likes from this team. I will tell you this. In all of the things that he talked about here, one of the names that I did not hear was Miles Bridges, I don't believe, which could play a factor, right? Obviously, since then, Miles Bridges has taken his game to the next level, but I think that is interesting that in that moment he was not mentioned, but he talked a lot about Devontae Graham, right? I also think that that may mean that he might have an affinity for those point guards, and that could be a tip in the hat to what to expect. Now, what I want to do is before we continue and get to these other things, I want to go through here, read some comments, see what y'all got to say on the matter, and we'll get it in that way. If you can, what I would love for you to do is let me know where you tapped in from, where you watching from. We'll get there and get those shout outs as well. And if you got some initial like, hey, what's up with this? Drop that in the comment section as well before we get to the portion in which we watch the presser from earlier today. So like I said earlier, man, shout out again to Jersey Plugs for being the first person in here, Flight Sports TV for being the first people in here. I already know y'all got the bell notification bell lit and popping. That's the only way you would have got in here as fast as y'all got in here and got active on that like button. If y'all in here right now, we got 84 people watching, we got 32 likes. Appreciate if y'all tap in. Give me all right, so let's do this here. On my way. All right, we already got a blackness straight up. Shout out to my man Got a Blackness for sure. Been rocking with the channel for a minute, man. Always showing much love. Y'all know how it is. Brother Eden, Lord Jesus, when will the Hornets circus end? I'm ready for them to get into practice already. I'm ready for the season to start already. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm ready to see what's going on. Give me some summer league action. I want to see what Mark Williams got. I want to see what some of these new cats got. I want to see how Kai Jones has developed. Book night, what you got for me? Let's get in the summer league. Get my dog Jello another shot out there. I'm ready for all of that action. Hornets will win 43 games next season. I'd love to see it, man, but I want us to get in them 50s. The way the East is shaping up, a 43 win season might still be a play-in tournament berth, and I don't want us to be in that predicament. I want us to see us take a significant jump. Y'all got rid of the coach who was giving you 10+ wins every season, so I want to see y'all continue to trend. If you're telling me that this is the guy, then like let him be the guy. Tyler Murray, Steve always loved his point guards. He had DJ Augustine going crazy for the Magic. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. I remember DJ Augustine, a dog for sure. Donald Duck back in the building. What do you rank our defense and our offense 1 year from now, like floor to ceiling predictions? Here's what I'll say. All right, I think that's a good question, right? And we'll answer that real fast. I think that this Hornets as an offensive unit was really on pace to do some big things over the past couple of seasons, right? If you take not this past season, but the season before, shout out to the super chat. My man Got a Blackness back in here again with the super chat. Damn near sponsor the stream, man. At this point, book night injury, no summer league this year. Damn, I think I read that somewhere too. I see he just had surgery, as somebody said. But then I was hoping he was, you know what I mean, show up or whatnot. But that's still good. That's even better. Let my dog Jello go ahead and get them minutes then. Clear the floor and let him hoop and do his thing. All right, so let's see. What's the floor ceiling? I think that from an offensive perspective, right, a year or so ago, we saw Terry Rozier be the second best catch and shoot three-point shooter in the league. We know that the beginning of the season, my man Terry Rozier started off a bit shaky. I believe he had some injuries at the beginning of the season, if I remember correctly, that really shook up the offense from the Hornets throughout the entire season. We seen Miles Bridges take a jump on the offensive end. I think in year 3, we see LaMelo be able to take another jump on the offensive end as a scorer. I think with the load that should be relieved, having these this big Mark, I'm speaking it into existence right now, folks. I'm gonna speak this into existence. Mark Williams is going to be what the doctor ordered. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm pulling in LeVar. I told you so. You heard it here first. I'm speaking it. I believe Mark Williams is going to be what the doctor ordered when it comes to protecting the paint, especially now out the gate, like most rookies might not hit in stride, but by the time the end of the season comes around, I feel like he's going to be that guy, right? Now, I know we're talking right now, I'm talking about the offensive end. Why does that matter? I think turning defense into offense at the pace at which this Hornets team is going to be playing, especially you get a block shot, you get Melo, get the board and kicking that thing up, Miles and them boys running it, I think is going to only accelerate an offense that was one of the top offenses in the NBA at points and times last year. I believe they were scoring around 114 points at one time, which was in a top 5 offense. I think that is going to continue to happen. That's going to accelerate. I hope and I pray that Steve Clifford was watching and was like, oh, if you just gave me the reins, I know how to steer. If you give me the reins to that shit horse, I could ride that to a playoff berth. I'm hoping that that's what he was doing. So from an offensive end, I think that the ceiling is high. I think that they run an offense that's rivaling. You going, and this is not an over exaggeration. I think that they may be able to run an offense that rivals what you see with the Golden State Warriors. Now, do I think that any one person in their offense could have the significance of a Steph Curry on the offensive end? No, I do not. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, as a collective, with the pace that they're going to play at, they're going to be able to score a ton of points. Now, on the flip side, if you're playing at that high of a pace, you're going to take a bit of a hit on the defensive end. However, like I mentioned earlier, with the addition of a Mark Williams, and like I said, I'm already speaking it into existence, that he's going to hold it down in the paint, I think on the defensive end, we get marginally better. I don't think that we turn into the Celtics as far as the defensive end goes with one season, right? I don't think that happens. I do think that we're a better defensive team. If you remember last season, there were times where this Hornets team was looking like there was a time where the Bulls and the Hornets, and this was early, this was early, but there was a time where the Bulls and the Hornets was like number 1 and number 2 in the East. There were times where the Hornets was like ranked number 4, and they kept going on. They went on, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 10-game losing streaks in the course of that season. I think they shore up a bit on the defensive end, and you don't get 10-game losing streaks. You might get 5. And I think that they have a better season. They're better defensively, right? So I don't think the defense will collapse the way it did last season at times, but I don't think that we turn into an all-world beater defensive team either. So I don't want to give a ranking per se of like, we're going to have the top 3 offense in the league, because I think that's subjective. I don't want to say that we're going to have a top 15. But I do think that we're going to do things on both of those ends of the ball that will appease a lot of the fan base, and folks will be able to clap their hands and be like, bruh, I think y'all know what y'all doing. Now, I say all of this before I watch this video from Coach Steve Clifford, in which I'm sure he's going to give his insider information on what he's expecting to happen with the season. I might change my my mind from there. Shout out to my man God of Blackness again with another super chat. My man is already you know what I'm saying, then tap the stream out for the night, man. I appreciate you for sure. Let's see what he say. Fun fact, Thor and Mark Williams played on the same AAU team back in the day.
To infinity and beyond.
All right, I like what I'm hearing there. I like what I'm hearing there because and Thor to me is one of those guys that is often forgot about on this Hornets offense, right? Or defensive end. He started getting significant minutes down the line because of the contributions and the length that he provided to the defensive end. So if they have some chemistry, I'm feeling even better about my prediction that we're going to be better on the defensive end. I like this. I like where we're going with this thing here. Shout out. All right. Tyler Murray. He had Jeremy Lin as a six-man candidate in Charlotte. Okay. I like that. I like what I'm hearing. Cliff will give Melo the keys, ask Kimba. That's what I'm saying. I like here's something that I will say. That I do appreciate a bit about having a coach who is an elder statesman in the league, right? I think that this guy, when you look at it, we wanted a guy who was a little bit younger, who was a bit more hip and with the shits, right? What I do think you get when you have a coach who maybe is a bit more established and more comfortable in himself is that you have a dude who understands like, yo, y'all players, go ahead and play. Let the dudes hoop who can hoop. Let me get out of the way. Yeah, I got a system and we're gonna move things, but we're gonna let it do what it do. Now, I appreciate that because I oftentimes think when you get a guy like a James Borrego, you get some of these new coaches, it's your first. How many of y'all have ever worked at a job and you got a guy who is he's a manager for the first time, right? And he wants to do everything by the book and everything means so much and it's a stickler for every small little thing. I think that that's what happened with James Borrego, and that was probably his downfall. He didn't want to step back and just let the reins go and say, you know what, y'all got this one. Like, give me some more some more information, or y'all go ahead and do what y'all gonna do, and I'm gonna sit back and then we're gonna analyze and make adjustments on the fly. I don't think he was ready to do that because I think that every possession, every game for him meant a lot more because it was his first opportunity. And I think that that is probably why when Mitch Kupchak say his conversation with Borrego got emotional, it was that. Because you have a guy who is saying to you, man, I did everything y'all asked me to do, and y'all gonna cut I didn't even want to do some of that, and then I did it, and then y'all cut me loose. It ain't even, you want to get cut loose. You want to get cut loose on your own terms, right? It didn't happen. It happened to me one time when I was in college. I played ball at Iowa State. My coach had got fired. I was out and about and I saw him in a casino. He was sitting there betting on the game, gambling or whatnot, and he saw me. He's like, man, his biggest regret was at that time he had got some pressure to not let your boy AB the Hero play. That was coming from up top, and he said, you know what? Started playing some younger folks. They didn't get the job done in the way that was efficient. And then so they said, you know what, bro, we got to let you go. The secondary was slipping. And he said, dang, I done did what y'all told me to do. Prioritize some of the young folks and trying to give them development. And then now all of a sudden y'all done cut me out. That's what I believe happened to Borrego. And from what I'm hearing about a guy like Stephen Clifford from y'all in the chat, because y'all giving me the game, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Some of this is because I already said this before. Your main man, AB the Hero, while I am a stone cold Hornets fan now, I came to the team with LaMelo. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So some of this previous history, I appreciate that some of y'all in the chat can go ahead and get me up to date on some of this stuff. All right, so let's see. Tyler Murray said he took the 29th and 30th ranked defenses respectively when he joined Charlotte and Orlando and made them both top 10 in 1 year. I like that. I love that. I love that kind of results. Plus, Clifford saw LaMelo's vision a year ago. You made a video about it. Facts. I love it. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I'll be ahead of the game with it too. You feel me? We could have had a lineup eventually of Melo, Bridges, Thor, Kai, and Mark Williams. That's nasty. I love it. You think Charlotte will have new jerseys again? I feel like every year they have the new like city jerseys, so at least they're gonna have a new city jersey. And this is the number 2, but I believe we're gonna see my man Melo in the number 1 jersey this year. You think that lineup is sick? That lineup is crazy. Too old to wear jerseys, man. What you talking about, bro? We on the stream kicking it, man. And they sell these jerseys to adults. All right, that lineup is sick. All right, you know Melo going to leave and sign with the Lakers. He likes the fame, even if they give him the max. I already said this on the stream the other day. I hope and pray that he don't go to the Lakers. I hope he don't go to the Lakers. I prefer Melo, Book Knight, Bridges, Kai, Thor, and Williams. Melo, Book Knight, Bridges, Kai, Thor, Williams. I'm hoping that Book Knight develops into that scorer, and we get to see what he's bringing to the table a bit more. I think that for me, last year he didn't really get an opportunity to show that he could get in his bag. So I can't jump out the window and say I prefer this, because truthfully I don't at this point. This is a valid point. Borrego always tried hard to make it about him. That's why he loved Devontae so much, because he could claim that was his work. Facts. JB didn't change his offensive strategies. We kept shooting and missing. He never changed the strategy and attacked the rim. I can see that. New jerseys for Charlotte. I believe that's going to happen. How did you get all the Pumas? I truthfully, I bought them all, bro. I ain't even going to lie to you. I got, you can't even really see him because it's dark over here, man. I need to get the corner a little bit, the lighting over there a little bit better. But yeah, man, I went ahead and copped all of those. I had to get, I think 1 or 2 pair. I got 1 pair from StockX, and then who was it? One of the guys who subbed to the channel, follow me on Instagram. He had an extra pair, hit me up, say, bro, you want to get these? And I bought them off him. The purple ones, they not even up, they over there somewhere. So that's how I got them all. Is IT coming back? I from what I understand, it looked like he was, but I think that maybe we're gonna get some information from this. I came to the team as well because ball fam, and I like knowing more about Charlotte history. That's what I'm saying. Me too. I appreciate, and I kind of like the fact that they brought back this older coach, because I believe that it introduced me to a time before we tapped in with the Hornets and all of that jazz. So shout out to them. Let me see if I could do this. I think Miles is leaving because he knows Melo is not staying after his contract, man. I think that if they're going to give Miles the bag, it would be in his best interest to kick it, to hold it down, POP, and not go anywhere. All right, let's click this over here. Bam, bam, bam. Baby, turn around. Let me see that. Oh, bam, bam, bam. I can put that thing on me. I could take it. Man, bro, I'm trying to. Where is? I don't know. This ain't even working here. All right, never mind. I thought I had the setup going for y'all, man. With the chat thing, it didn't even jump off, man. I'm sad about that. All right, let me see. I'm gonna get this video pulled up. Press conference with your boy Steve Clifford. Y'all don't know free agency. Melo can't leave. He would be a restricted free agent after his contract is up. Is that? I'm trying to think how that works. Here's the thing, is I think that you might be correct. The difference though is the length of time that second year would be, that second deal would be. I think that would be the biggest deal, right? And for some of these teams, if you know that the guy don't want to be there, a lot of these teams are realizing that it doesn't make sense to force him to
Thank
stay
you.
long term.
Good afternoon. I appreciate everybody coming.
Hold on a second.
I'd like.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I got that loaded up. Man, oh shoot. My man IVD Press in the building. My man IVD Press in the building. My man Fahar Vision. That's my guy. 1000%. That's my dude. One of the coldest in the game, man. I still believe the Clippers will end up with all three Ball brothers at some point. I would love to see that. I would rather see them in LA with the Clippers than I would with the Lakers. That's just me. But like I said, don't go to LA because the time zone situation. Don't even go to the West Coast, bro. Play in the East. Go to New York. I'd love to see all Ball brothers in New York. I doubt Detroit or Indiana gives Miles a max, so the Hornets going to match any offer that isn't a full max. 20 mil a year max. Nah, it's going to be more than 20 mil a year. Gotta be. Hornets easily have a minimum of 50 wins. They had 43 last season. If Clifford brings this team to it, yes, facts. I agree with that as well. Mark Williams, I think, will be for sure starter. He has the brains and wingspan to complement Melo. I'm trying to think right now who is the big starter, right? We thinking about that being is it Plumlee still on the squad? They ain't done that with him yet. I believe, what's my man's name? Trez. I think that he needs to re-up or sign a deal or something. I can't foresee him going anywhere. I think they made that deal for him because they knew they wanted to keep him around. I feel like he'll be a good fit. I don't know if Miles get the full 30 mil, but I think he at least earned like a 25 mil a season with his play from last year. And if he continues to get better, I think it's up and it's stuck from there. But let's do this. And Grid and Trez. Yeah, Plumlee and Trez right now were the big guys. But I think that I think maybe Mark Williams could sneak in there and get a position, especially if this coach Steve Clifford is one of those guys who believe in his ability to groom and really get young players off the ground. Let's do this. Get you a drink, get your popcorn. We're going to sit here. We're going to listen to them talk, and then we're going to analyze it. Be prepared for me to stop this video 1,000 times if I got to. We might even need to bring back, and this is what I ain't did in a while. If y'all can, and y'all on the Discord, let me sit out of here. I want to bring back the series, you know what I'm saying, Body Language Don't Lie. I can work with what. All right, bet. I want to bring back the series Body Language Don't Lie. So if y'all got some interviews, some clips or whatever that you want to see, you know what I'm saying, broken down from that perspective, send them to me over in the Discord. I'm about to drop an invite to the Discord in the chat here for y'all, so y'all can tap in with me on here. Let me do this. If I can figure out how to do it. Do it. There we go. Copy link. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. Let me do this. Definitely tap in with the Discord if y'all haven't already. And before you even do that, make sure you hit the like button here on the video. 143 people watching. We got 61 likes, man. We got to get that up. 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 All right, let's get into this. Let's see what they got going. Before we do this, AB is the man. Thanks for the live streaming. Hey, appreciate that, Xavier. That's my guy, man. Ace Boom Coon. Dreams, Hornets don't have any starters other than Melo. I like that idea. That's a fact. And probably Miles Bridges once he re-signed. Man, y'all tripping to win. Y'all trying to win with Steve Clifford. Hey, bro, we got to do what we got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Hornets don't have any stars other than Melo. Oh, you said stars. I thought you said starters when I first read that. They be blackballing Mark Jackson. That's a fact. That's a sad story. Um, let my dog Mark Jackson do his thing. All right, let's do this. All right, let's get into this video here.
I'd like to take this time to introduce the new head coach for the Charlotte Hornets. Somebody some of you may be familiar with. In fact, somebody I worked with in Los Angeles about 10 years ago.
Here is something that when they say the plot thickens, right? And the plot thickens and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. That introduction right there speaks a lot to why this man has returned, right? It also begs me to ask the question, why did they fire him in the first place? If when Mitch Kupchak touched down to town, he had already had a relationship with this dude. We watched a video the other day where they said Woj said that they was good friends. They went to dinner. He even paid for the lease on his place just in case he was coming back. All of these things. Why fire the man for James Borrego? I would love somebody to have that answer, and hopefully we get that from here today. My man J Bay say, here comes a classic AB body language breakdown for sure. That's what we're gonna turn this into for sure. Especially if they cap it, man. We gonna see right through it. Let's get into it. I will say to you right now, if we looking at Mitch Kupchak's body language, it's not ideal for sure.
So I've known Coach Clifford for quite some time. So what I'd like
Anytime I hear one of these old dudes be coughing like that, it get me nervous.
to do is just turn the microphone over and welcome the new head coach for the Charlotte Hornets, Steve Clifford.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start by thanking Michael, Mitch, Curtis, Buzz for the opportunity to come back.
I will say right now, look at the way my man's shoulders is slumped down. He's sitting there like a puppy who is trained and has been, you know what I'm saying, put in his place.
This is an exciting time
The confidence is not there.
for this franchise. A lot of talent, a roster capable of doing something exceptional.
Anytime somebody say exciting time and you don't see excitement on their face, something ain't right. If they follow up excitement time, exceptional, all of this stuff, and you get this look that you got on his face right now, something also ain't right.
With a fan base that I know is hungry for playoff success. So I'm anxious to be part of that, ecstatic to be back, and anxious to get started, to be honest. So thank you.
All right, we're going to turn things over to questions from the media members in attendance. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone over to you. And we'll start with Will Palachik from Sports Radio FNZ. Please also identify what outlet you're from.
Coach Clifford, welcome back to Charlotte. In terms of what made you want to come back to this organization and this franchise, what was your thought process like in order to try and decipher your desire for this position?
A bag. They said they was hiring. They said they had money on the other end of it. Hey, new subscribers, shout out to Decal, man. Decal, appreciate you. Win now mode.
A number of things. One, I enjoyed the city, the fans here before. This is an owner that, even when I left, I stayed in touch with. I feel I worked well with before. I feel good about. Mitch and I have also stayed in touch.
All right, let's do this real quick. Let's do this. I want to show y'all something, right? We're not going to do a lot of stopping. I realize I done stopped it way too much. But when we start talking about, hey, we got another sub, man. Hey, Bud in the building. Appreciate you. When we start talking about body language. He says the same thing twice about two different people. He says I had an owner that I kept in touch with and I was happy with, and then Mitch Kupchak. Now watch how big the movement is when talking about
for
Mitch.
him before. Feel good about. Mitch and I have also stayed in touch. I've worked for him before.
That's a big deal.
I feel very comfortable with him. And when you're the coach, there's nothing more important than, those two relationships.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mitch Kupchak really promised him the world, right? Why is Mitch staying in touch with a loser? Talk to me. I think that Mitch Kupchak told him, bro, I did not want to fire you. That wasn't my fault. That was MJ call, but I promise I got your back. I'll never let it happen again.
It's a young roster with a lot of potential and a lot of room for growth. So, again, I think there's the opportunity here to do something exceptional.
And if I could follow up, anytime you part with an organization, there's always kind of those residual hard feelings. How did you reconcile those to want to come back here?
Yeah, to be honest with you, when I left here, frankly, it was time. I'd been here 5 years.
Slaughter King in the building. Appreciate you.
We'd gone 2 years in a row without making the playoffs, and I think 5 years in one city in this league is actually a pretty good run. So when it happened, I don't know if I agreed with the decision, but I totally understood, and that's the kind of the nature of being a coach in this league. Pretty good run. So when it happened, I don't know if I.
This is what I'm saying. Look at the difference, right? He is being honest right here, right? You see him smiling. This is the minimal. He's talking about when he is getting fired and he's rolling with it.
I agreed with the decision, but I totally understood. And
hey, hold up, man. We got 150 people tapped in, 161 through Twitch. We also live right now on Twitch. From Twitch to here on YouTube. Make sure y'all slamming the like button, man. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it. Share the stream if you feel inclined, but at the bare minimum for the boy, man, go ahead and get active with the like button. It's always appreciated.
that's the kind of the nature of being a coach in this league.
Cliff, Scott Fowler from the Charlotte Observer. Welcome back.
Thanks.
What are you a different coach than you were when we last saw you 4 years ago? And if so, where do you think fans will see the differences?
Well, I like to think so. I think I got to phrase this the right way, Mitch. As you get older, I think the one thing that you learn is what doesn't change about your life is, you want to evolve and get better at what you do. So I've coached a lot more games than I had when I was here. I worked with another management team that I enjoyed doing. That dynamic was different too. I think you learn a lot from that. This league has changed greatly. The way we're playing at both ends of the floor is a lot different than I was here. And the one thing I love, I love the NBA game. I love to study it. So I think that, I don't know if I would say dramatic, but I definitely view the game differently than I did when I was here before.
I like that, man. That's a great answer. So you asked him, are you a better coach from when you left the last time to now? And he basically said, you know what, man, I've attempted to get better, broke down the experiences. I feel like as of now, I like where this guy is going. He hasn't said anything to me at this point that's ultimately too alarming.
If I could follow up, you will have a weapon in LaMelo Ball that's pretty unique.
Now here we get to the good stuff. Let's go.
Wonder what style of play you're going to utilize to maximize him and your other players, and will your pace of play be any different, do you think?
Yeah, well, Mitch.
Oh, damn. Here we go. Oh, man. It ain't it. That's not good. It's not. Let me do this. Let me do this because I'm gonna get y'all full screen so you can see what he's doing with his hand right now. This ain't good. They say, who cares? He coached Tracy McGrady. Here's what I'm saying to you. They asked him about LaMelo. And how are you going to coach him and utilize him? And his first thing was Mitch he don't even we in a predicament here. Let's keep going.
Had detailed conversations about this. Is we're going to play offensively, I think, with a very similar emphasis of, like they played these past couple of years. Offense is so much starts with playing to the strengths of your best players.
Okay.
And
who's your best player?
Great talent, with a passion for the game and a flair for playing in the open court, and we want to take advantage of that. We're playing quicker as a league-wide than we did when I was here before. So what we want to do is build on what was, I believe, the 8th best offense in the NBA. And if we're going to have playoff success, we don't have to just improve the defense. And everybody's saying, all you got to do is get better on defense. We need to improve in all areas. So need to get to maybe top 5 or 6 in offense, improve the defense, and that'll give us a chance to win.
This is what I said. I gave y'all predictions on where I felt like they were going in this upcoming season. I said improve the offense, right? The foundation for a solid offense is already there. At the pace and all of that stuff, at the pace that they were playing with, and with the efficiency at times that they were able to shoot the 3 ball, it's only like you just gotta fine tune it a little bit. You just gotta say, you know what, man, y'all did this last year. Let's do it a little bit better this year. Where the significant improvement has to happen, though, is on the defensive end. It has to be on the defensive end. Now, we get back into this video, and let's see what he got to say.
Cliff right here, Robin with the Charlotte Observer. Just wondering, to piggyback on that a little bit, just the roster overall.
My man Studio Bajas, you're spot on right there. The question was in particularly and specifically about LaMelo Ball, and he really danced around that fact. That's the thing that also is concerning, right? But I think that based on his initial reaction and his instinct to call on Mitch and call out Mitch in their conversations and what they had been talking about, it speaks to he had been coached up, right? And they probably said, before you got to this team, you had some really nice things to say about LaMelo Ball, all right? What we need you to know is we ain't doing that no more. You hear? Dumb it down a little bit. Dude had been praising LaMelo the entire time. AB made a video about it. Facts.
Look at the Hornets roster. What do you see in it so far, and how you evaluate it kind of moving forward as you go into free agency here?
Here's the interesting thing that I want to see, right? And this is something that we talked a lot about when it came to Borrego. Is there were times where there was a reluctance to really give some praise and shout out to LaMelo Ball, where when it came to other players, it was a free flow, right? It was easy. Oh, yeah. I could talk about them, but the praise couldn't get to LaMelo. I want to see if he does that here, because this is a much more general question that he's being asked. Let's hear what he got to say. Also, man, we got 182 people in here tapped in watching. Man, make sure y'all hitting the like button as y'all come in. Make sure you're hitting the like button as you come in.
Yeah, well, I'm in the very beginning stages of study. So, the one thing you learn about coaching in this league is you don't guess. One of the biggest things I have to do, we've been meeting, is to put a staff together as soon as possible, to get to know the players as quickly as I can, and to spend the rest of my time watching film. As a coach, the one thing you can't do in this league is guess. You have to study, try to become an expert on your team, and then you have a chance to put together a plan that can be successful. So what I see is young, exciting team that's well put together. They fit together well. They can play a similar style. What I've seen so far that I like watching film is not just that they played up-tempo, that the ball moves. The ball doesn't stick a lot. The ball hits the paint a lot, which has led to a good three-point shooting team and a team who gets the ball at the rim a lot. And those are two key components to playing good offense in this league.
Coach Mike Lissette from Quincy.
You can tell that this guy pro because he got some good answers to all of these questions here.
News, if I may be so bold, how did this happen? I mean, were you always in the mix for the job, or after the initial hire, was this as quick as it seemed to be publicly?
Yeah, it was quick. I mean,
yeah. It was quick, you know, considering that we had a coach picked out, right? And the coach changed his mind, and within a week, you know, we have a new coach. So it may seem that it's very quick, but the reality is, you know, when we started the search, you know, several months ago, and some of this falls to me. In fact, quite a bit of it does. You know, Coach Clifford's name was discussed, you know, with myself, Buzz, and Michael. And Michael always defers the basketball decisions to me, right? So at the time, well, let me step back a little bit. Okay, 4 years ago when we met, and you know, we made a reset change, right, in the organization. Not only the coach, but a new general manager, new medical, new scouts. You know, it was all kind of new. And you know, I did inform Coach, right, that we were making a change, but we have a relationship. And a couple of nights later, we went out to dinner. Right, sounds a little unusual, right? You let somebody go, and then 2 nights later you're having dinner together, right? So he asked me during dinner, you know, where I was going to live, and I said, well, I didn't know yet. So he said, I happen to have a place that I don't need anymore. So I said, okay, I'll come by and take a look, right? So I went by.
Dude is a straight shooter. Shout out to Mitch and Mike. Now, here's what I agree with you. Shout out to God of Blackness again, man. Always appreciate it. Man, you know what I'm saying? You done bless the kid with this stream tonight. What I will say is this. I do like this coach. Listening to him talk and some of the stuff that he's saying currently,
to infinity and beyond.
To me is a good look, right? He seems to be very honest. He don't seem to be dancing and tap dancing that much. I think when I'm listening to Mitch Kupchak, I hear a little bit more of that tap dance. I hear a little bit more of that. Hold on, man. I don't know if you keeping it 1,000 with me or not. AB, I with you, but your new get up is a bit much. That sub pop up thing is whack. Straight up, man. We man, but I also want to show some love and some support to folks as they tap in with the thing. The one thing I do want to do is I gotta get to be able to have a chat on the screen. That's coming next, man.
And it's right uptown here. It's a great spot, right? So I took it. So now fast forward to about 2 months ago, right? You know, why are we here today? And why didn't this happen 2 or 3 weeks ago? Well, to be honest with you, when Michael and I and Buzz talked about Coach, and he kind of left up to me, I was afraid that he might ask for his apartment back.
Oh, Lord.
So we moved on, and here it is, a month and a half.
My man Studio Baja say I'm tripping, man. Why am I? Explain it to me, man. I'm trying to approach this with an open mind. How to MJ bad at judging talent? How is that possible? So that's where I'm saying. If I didn't know who this guy was and I listened to him talk, that's my opinion. I would watch this and be like, you know what, man? He seemed like a straight shooter. I like what you're saying here. You saying the right things, right? You're not alienating your players, right? You also saying, let me get in here, let me do some work before I just start over praising and over promising as well. I can appreciate that from a guy, right? Just off the strength, right? If I don't know nothing about you and I'm listening to you talk and I'm trying to judge what you got going, that's the type of stuff that I can appreciate. So that's why I show that love.
Later, we figured out a way to make it work.
Guys, Steve Reed from the Associated Press. So was that part of the contract? Does he get it back?
It's not a part of the contract, but it was a part of the negotiation.
Steve, I just want to ask you, this is the first time I think you've taken over a team that has a winning record. You've always taken over teams that are below 500. You had a team here that was 48-34. How does this team compare to this?
This is what I'm saying. I have to appreciate that. My man is one of them dudes who is always coming in to take over a team who is trash and he making them better. Give him a shot. Give him a shot to take a team that's on the climb and see where you can go. This is where your legacy is going to be created. Yes, there are some other folks out there who I personally would have loved to see ahead of him. Get this job. They didn't do it, but so far so good. I like this cat. Also, we got 185 people tapped in right now. Make sure you hit the like button.
Yeah, do you feel like there's more talent on this team than that team?
Yeah, I do. Younger, that team we had really veteran depth. That was a big strength of that team. One of the things you look for is the potential for growth, as you watch film. And I think that this is a group that can get better and better, which is making progress, how quickly you make progress, how balanced you can become is so important in this league. And so that was a good team, no question about it. They played well together. But I look at this team as, like I would say, well put together. They fit well together, and they can play a style that fits into what wins in this league right now.
I like this dude.
Shiba Rojas with the Charlotte Post. Hey Steve. Shiba Rojas with the Charlotte Post. So you talked about having a young team, that's knocking on the door of being a playoff team. Is that any extra motivation for you as a coach to get the job done?
Yeah, the NBA is all about winning in the playoffs. That's it, So, again, I think there's no rule that says you have to have an average age to become mature enough or have a team game where they can function well enough to win in the playoffs. That speaks to how you practice, how you prepare, how together you become.
Hey, somebody asked a great question. My man Bander Wara 83 say, if Orlando ain't won them, why would we? And I think it's interesting because that's what we were talking about the other day. That's so interesting about this league is like they just pass around folks who just been fired from somewhere else, right? So like literally you just got fired from a different place and we're saying, hey, actually we know that you got fired over there, but we want to give you a shot over here. See if you do better, right? And even with this guy, the Hornets fired him, went somewhere else, probably got fired, and then now they got him back here. It's like the only place in the world is the NBA and some of these like college NFL things where you could just like be bad at your job and then people just intrinsically see the good in you and be like, oh, but he was trash. He didn't get the job done, didn't win, didn't develop, didn't make the playoffs and all of that stuff. But he gave me his apartment The last time he was here, he gave me the lease on his apartment, so he deserved a job. He's a good guy. I don't understand it, but it is what it is.
And again, in the NBA, how balanced you play. You know, how good you are on offense, how good you are on defense, how well you rebound the ball. So that's, after this press conference, is what we'll start locking into.
And just to follow up on that, you had a couple of top 10 defenses in your first stint here. So, you got the first round draft pick in Mark Williams, who can be a defensive force on this team. How excited are you to have him and bring him into what you bring on the defensive side?
Very much so. And I had the opportunity this year to spend a weekend at Duke where I saw him practice, saw him play, watched him in a shoot around. And the other part I like about him is I just like his whole approach. Bright, hardworking. He picked things up very quickly, and those are all traits that are critical to make progress in this league.
Sam Perley, Hornets.com. Cliff, welcome back.
Thanks.
Do you think there is a benefit of seeing a lot of these younger guys in this core here through the lens of an opposing coach the last few years? How do you think that's going to benefit you, having the perspective of seeing it from the other side?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, they always say the old axiom in the NBA is you never know a guy until you coach him. So to be honest, I think the biggest part of the learning process happens now, when you can just sit, shut the door, watch the film, and take notes and lock into, again, their strengths, their perceived weaknesses or whatever. No matter what about the NBA, you play a team 4 times in the East. I think sometimes people forget, you usually get 1 day of preparation. So it's not like, unless you play a team in the playoffs, you're really studying personnel that closely. And so I think the biggest part of the learning is right now.
Hey, Mitch, just wanted to make sure, after going through the process of the coaching search, what made you land on Steve? Why do you feel Steve is the guy to lead you guys forward right now?
They don't have they got some terrible tailors
This is a different
in Charlotte.
team, than the one he coached, 4 years ago. It's a different time. Early on in the process, we leaned towards getting a coach with experience. We also interviewed, assistants that did not have head coaching experience, but our feeling at the time was we were leaning towards a head coach with experience. So, Steve certainly fits that category.
Afghan out here.
We knew defensively we needed to ramp it up a little bit, and some other areas that we thought needed to be improved. And Coach Borrego brought us a long way in 4 years.
Love Nature. Shout out to Love Nature. Jordan knows he's black, and he's very proud of it.
Coach said earlier, it's just time, right? Our conversations with him in the interview process, about playing offensively the way we've been playing, the way our fans like to see us play, with great pace and a game that's fun and exciting. We saw the game the same way. We saw the way this team should look going forward the same way. And then of course, I've known Coach, for years now, since we worked together in Los Angeles. So there was a pre-existing relationship that goes beyond even the relationship that this organization had with him. So it was a combination of factors, and that's it. That's how we got here today. I'm very comfortable that we have a really good coach.
And then Steve, you mentioned earlier about the playoffs and how it's all about winning in the NBA. Just how much do you embrace the pressure here? Because as you mentioned earlier, expectations are a little bit higher here now than they were when you were here previously.
Well, I think that's what you want as a coach. You want to be, you want there to be expectations both from the fan base and from within your group, and it all speaks to, as a coaching staff, is summer study to come up with the right plan of how we have to play, and then it's all about the work, the right amount of work, the accountability of play, getting everybody on the same page. and then making constant progress. It won't be how good we are in October. It will be how good we can be by December, January, and make progress. That's what the best teams do.
Mitch, Will Kunkel with Fox Charlotte here. What do you say to the fans on behalf of them that feel like the process was a bit discombobulated? What's kind of the message and how this unfolded?
Well, I'm not sure that's the right expression. Certainly there was a bump in the road, okay? We started the process immediately upon the conclusion of the season. We probably, interviewed 10 to 12 candidates, and we ended up interviewing one candidate, 3 times, right? And we thought we had the coach selected a couple of weeks ago, okay? And then there's a bump in the road. So, what you have to do is you have to adjust, and, you have to redirect. At that time, we felt we had enough information to knowing that we were going to get a good coach, and we did have it narrowed down to a few coaches, a couple of meetings with ownership, and here we are today. So, certainly I understand, something unexpected happened a couple of weeks ago. That's what happens. You have to be able to rebound and refocus and just forge ahead. And we feel we got an excellent coach.
And then just to follow up on that, how confident are you to still bring back Miles with the process that's going on right now?
Well, we're limited by the NBA rules as to how thoroughly I could answer that question. I will say, as an organization, we love Miles. Okay, and we're going to bring him back. He's been great for the franchise, and I believe with his work ethic, he's only going to get better.
Walker Mail from Locked On Hornets. Coach, you've been around superstars before, Dwight Howard, Tracy McGrady with the Rockets quite a few times. How do you bring what you've learned with your relationships with those kinds of players, maybe apply it to a LaMelo Ball or somebody that is viewed as that here in the city of Charlotte?
I mean, share experiences, a thing I've seen. I think it also, when you're around those caliber players, I mean, this past year doing a consulting thing with Brooklyn is as much as, I guess, players are different now than before. Being around a guy like Kevin Durant for the year just reinforced to me that the best players do want to be coached. And the best players do work hard every day. And the best players do care about the team. Kevin was a breath of fresh air. He may be the best player in the world, and nobody works harder. Nobody cares more about his teammates. So things like that, certainly, I can share with the players. So I think all those experiences, they give you perspective on what you can expect from players, and they give you whatever stories that you can share that hopefully will help them with clarity of their vision of how they want to work every day.
And just as far as the assistant coaching staff goes, how many guys do you plan to keep from last year? What names are they, if you can share those? And how might that mix from new guys you're bringing in compared to some that were here last season?
Well, we just met on that this morning. So it's, I'm going to, after we get done here this afternoon, we're going to start to have meetings and I'll become more familiar with some of the guys that were here, and then we'll go from there.
That's one of the scariest questions they ask, right? Think about if you're a coach on that squad, and he say, "Yo, who you bringing back?" Up until this point, you've been doing your best to show your value. He said, "Dude, sound like a counselor instead of a coach." Bro, that's spot on. He sound like somebody dad up there. He do. He sound like somebody you could just talk to. He sound like somebody, and I don't know this to be sure, but he don't sound like he gonna get upset, be screaming at you, and be acting crazy. He sound like somebody like that, man. That's interesting.
Scott Fowler again. I want to go back to the apartment thing for 1 second. So, Mitch, did you buy it, or was Cliff actually your landlord for the last 4 years?
I believe I just assumed the lease.
Okay.
Okay. Unless he owns the building.
Shout out to Preston
it's
Smith,
separate.
new subscriber.
This is a big picture question. But I know you guys, you don't, as Mitch said a week or so ago, you want to make a jump from 43 wins, jump. So how far away do you think this team is from winning a playoff series or, in a matter of years, winning an actual championship? Either one of you. Or both, I guess.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's passing me the tough question, huh? Well, the last time we talked about this, we won 43 games, 43 and 39. We lost a lot of close games, and we went through one tough stretch, 11-game stretch. I think we can be a better team, win more games. Is that 45 games, 47 games? 49 games, I don't know, right? Certainly, I feel that we should be in contention or make the playoffs. 2 or 3 years ago, that wasn't our position. I think now that when we look at our team and we look at the growth of the players, and of course, hiring a coach that we feel can bring us to that next position
and beyond.
I'd like to think
Got
that
a new follower over there
and our
on
goal
Twitch.
here is not to
Appreciate
get
you.
in the playoffs, right, and get the A spot or win a round. I mean, that would be wonderful, but that's certainly not our owner's goal, and that's not my goal. My goal is to get this franchise into a position where we can not only make the playoffs, but advance in the playoffs. And at some point, I think the the Eastern Conference Finals, should be realistic, right? Now, a lot of that depends on health and injuries, not so much just our team, but the other teams, in the conference. I don't know how it's going to end up after all is said and done with trades, and do the teams in our conference get better, right? We can't control that. But certainly I feel that we should be a better team, maybe not just a game or two more, but more than a game or two more than we were this past season. And the goal is to not only make the playoffs, but to advance.
Coach Ashley Mahoney with Axios. Much of the city has changed. We've spent a lot of this conversation talking about things that you'd like to see developed on the court. What have you noticed during your time about what's changed within the city as a whole, maybe aside from the area around the neighborhood by the apartment?
Yeah, I mean, I've only been here about,
24
hours. But the Grand Bohemian's new, I noticed that. The Dunkin' Donuts still opens at 5:30 down by the View. That's the same. And, that's it. I need some time to answer that one.
In addition to that, during your process of the conversations around taking this job, was the topic of conversation ever turned toward the proposed new practice facility across the street?
No, this was much more, I think, basketball related. I think because of our relationship, my relationship with Michael, Buzz, Curtis, I mean, we really got to it. It was a much different, not a lot of background. We didn't need that. So it was really roster-based, how we're going to play, where can we get to quickly.
All right, I think we're going to end it there before Scott decides to move into the apartment too. Mitch, Steve, thank you both for being here. To all the media here today with us at Spectrum Center, thank you for joining us and for your questions.
All right. I mean, that was interesting a little bit. He never said he wanted to win a championship. He said advance. I do think that that's interesting. There's a clip with Mitch Kupchak when he's talking about when they fired your boy Borrego, and that was one of his things. He was trying to be ultra realistic. I don't want to make it seem like we're going to do more than what we're going to do. Was something that he was big on. And so I don't know. I thought that was interesting. You think we win a championship caliber? You think we have a championship caliber team now? I don't believe so. I don't think so. Per se, nah, I wouldn't say nah. They ready to win a championship at this moment. However, what I will say is that if you believe that you have an opportunity to do so, you might be able to pull that off. If we think about the Hawks from a few years ago, in the run that they had, making it to the Eastern Conference Finals with a pretty young Trey Young, right? Sometimes the pieces and things may fall into place in which you might find yourself in position to get something done. And I just think that it's funny that like they don't even believe per se that that's even
Questions to
like
everyone.
that's even like remotely a possibility, right? And I think that that is what scares me a little bit from with this team here. Is like at least, but I don't know, man. I think it's just one of those like catches where and sometimes you just like, yo, lie to me, bro. Lie to me. But make me believe some shit that you don't even, right? And that's gonna hype me up. But then also at times we find ourselves in a space where we like, you know what, man? Keep it real. I want the truth. What's really going on? Right? We don't want to be lied to, and I think that so I can commend them for you know what I mean being straight up and be like, we don't think we're good enough to do that yet. But I just think that if you're setting the tone with all we want to do is make it to the playoffs, you setting a poor tone. Reminds me of that one Damon Dash when Dame Dash was he was on all the Up in Smoke podcast, the All the Smoke podcast, and he was talking to Steven Jackson, and he said, Steven Jackson, like what's your dream? Like what do you want to do? And he had to tell Steve Jackson, like, yo, dream bigger. He said you got messed up dreams. You got shitty dreams, bro. Dream bigger. And I think that that's what I would love to tell Mitch Kupchak is, hey, bro, dream a bit bigger. Let's see. All right. Here's some other like little quick blurbs that dropped out today. So you got here, they extended a qualifying offer to Miles Bridges and Cody Martin, and we talked about that the other day, basically making these two restricted free agents, meaning that they can go out and get more offers and come back, and the Hornets have first right of refusal to match those offers or not. I think that a lot of people don't really care for Cody Martin's game, but I kind of like the Martin twins, man. I think that it is good to have people on your team who understand like their role in your offense, right? On your team, your role is to play defense, bro, and score every blue moon, right? And I think that he does that for the most part. They probably hype him up way too much as a defensive stopper, but I appreciate that his role is very limited and he seems to know that role. Now we go over here. They say Charlotte Hornets exercise team option on Jalen McDaniels. So basically they done gave that boy the bag a little bit. That's a big deal. Yeah, your boy Miles Bridges, 4 years, $131 million is the max that he could get at this point. So that's a nice chunk of change. And I think he's in a tough predicament because if he would have had this year, he just had the past 2 years, it'd be without question. But because it's 1 year in a contract year, he had his best year by far. I think that folks are a little bit hesitant to give him the bag. He is in a good position though because he really bet on himself, and so that's what really put him in. That's helping him out a ton. All right, though, man. I think what we're going to do tonight, I think what we're going to do tonight, man, is hop up off of this bad boy. Copy widget URL. Man, I don't see what it's supposed to be on here. It ain't even doing it. Man, I'm sick right now that this is I can't do the thing that I was hoping I'd be able to do with these comments and show them on the screen. That's gonna mess me up for a while now. Even none of these is popping up. You just read only. Alright though. I appreciate everybody who tapped in with your boy tonight, man. I think we're gonna shut the stream down for the evening. If y'all have not joined the Discord, make sure y'all tap in with the Discord. I think, what are we doing? So, shoot, this weekend is. Here's what I'll tell y'all, man. And this is why I want you to join the Discord, because I have an idea that I want to do. At some point on this channel, I want to do a trivia night, right? In which it's damn near like I got an idea. It's like a game show. And that's kind of why I'm messing with these new setups and stuff, trying to figure it out. But I want to bring people in. You ask sports questions. You get answers right. You win money. That's the idea, right? Trivia show, such and such, you know what I mean? A little twist to it that I can't really give y'all right now. This live stream was super entertaining. Appreciate you, Girl Scout Pop. Appreciate you. So that's why I'm saying I want to get folks, because I think the first run of it, for sure, I want to pull folks from the Twitch and then maybe see about using the functionality in Twitch in order to do this. Because I need to be able to bring people in, send messages, and all of that stuff. So it might be Twitch, it might be stream, it might be such and such. But this is just a good spot for me to be able to send messages, interact, and set things up. Pull people in rooms, pull people out of rooms. Woo. I have all the audio and all of that stuff in one place. So I'm trying to work through that as well. That's also why I need the things to pop up on the screen. But something ain't going on. I just need to do some research and all of that stuff. But we're going to get it jumping, man. So I'm going to drop the link to the Discord in the chat one more time for y'all. And say, yo, if y'all have not joined the Discord, go ahead and do that. And turn up, man. Turn up with your boy, man. Because also, yeah, definitely hit the like button on your way out, too, as we wrap this up. YouTube might have you shadow banned. Why you say that? Nah, they ain't got your boy shadow banned. They can't do that. Can't do that to the boy. Alright, but let me know, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. We're gonna jump off on there. We should be back again this week with another live stream, man. We're gonna do this more. Also, man, be on the lookout for some of these clips popping up. And tap in with them and show some love to that, man. I appreciate everybody who was in here. We had a pretty decent stream tonight, man. Let me see. We had. I wish I could see. Let me see. Viewer activity. Let's look at this. Chat stream analytics. I was trying to see what the average concurrent views. Let's see. Whatever. I can't tell you, but it was a lot. It's a decent amount of folks tapped in. Shout out to D Term the second who just joined the Discord. Shout out to Honcho who just joined the Discord as well. Shout out to LaMelo Ball who just joined the Discord as well. And shout out to Juice who joined the Discord tonight as well, man. So appreciate that from all of y'all. We're gonna get this thing cracking, man. We're gonna get it cracking. Especially if you know your sports knowledge and all of that stuff. You're gonna like some of this new content that we got coming for the summer, especially while it's downtime with the NBA season and all of that stuff. But we're gonna get it cracking, man. Shemaine, man, ABD Hero. Hornets 12 seed for sure. I don't believe it, man. I think Hornets 6 seed for sure. 5th if they turn up the way that they supposed to turn up. Shout out to TC Puff and stuff. Just joined the Discord as well. All right, man. I see that. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the Activate 3000 join over. I followed over there on Twitch, man. So I appreciate that. Also, tapping with the boy. I thought it was ending. It was ending, man. It was ending. You're right. All right, we finna get off here, man. I appreciate you. My girl down there. I need to go ahead and tap in with her as well. So, all right, man. It's much love. The hate in the building. All right, we getting up out of here, man. Shemaine, man, ABD Hero. I'm gonna let the intro one more